Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Part 2 gang, y'all. Let's get it, y'all. Part 2 gang, y'all. Let's get it. Like, share, subscribe, y'all. Let's get it. Let's go. I promise you, man, that man Bo was gonna talk to you like. His face was like this. He had look mad. He had look extra mad. He had look super mad in the face. That's my word. He had look extra mad in the face. So I'm like, oh, I see him like, that joke crazy. I was like, oh man. So as I'm saying that, the big dude pull up. He pull up to the mic. He was like, what's up? He was like, man, what's up? You ain't getting lit. I was like, man, later. He was like, yeah. I was like, hey, look, don't look back now. He was like, what? I said, look, don't really look back. Because he was facing me. So like he had to turn around and look. I'm facing, like, I got my jaw in the microwave. So I'm just looking this way so I can see Bo. So I'm like, don't turn around right now. I was like, but look, about 3 seconds, turn around casually. And so just look upstairs at the dude, Bo, man. He looked super mad. He turned around. He had a toothpick in his mouth. He was like, big dude was like. He turned around just like that. I was like, man, go ahead, man. He was like, so we tried laughing. So I looked. When I looked again, I seen the dude, Bo. He was looking down at us like, he had to look like, I know they ain't laughing. So I'm like, I'm trying to play it. I'm like, man, go ahead, man. He was like, man, oh, he was like, man, told you it's the change of the tides, man. He was like, look, this joke so sweet, Weezy, man. He was like, look, my cousin ain't got, he just started telling me to play. He was like, look, my cousin ain't got to do nothing but just go over there and get a quarter. He ain't got to do nothing but get a quarter, bro. We can sell J's $50, $5 on. That's all we got to do. I was like, that's crazy. I was like, bro, y'all made it. He was like, we made a lot of commissary money. He was like, but the next one, we're going to do a lot of this. I was like, man, that's wild, man. He was like, yeah, man. He was like, yeah. He was like, well, for real though, dude, can't be mad, dude. He was like, man, I only been in the pod, 3 months? Because the big dude only been in the pod. He hasn't even been in the pod long. He came in like October or something like that, and we in December. He like, man, I only been in the pod, 3 months? He was like, man, I seen him go crazy. He been going crazy since I been here. He was like, damn, like, but I get money too though, Weezy. I was like, that's what's up though, bro. He was like, man, yeah, but like, we about to change it up, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like for real, that mid getting old. That mid getting old. I'm like, just keep that coming, bro. Just keep that coming, man. That's all you gotta do. You know what I mean? So like, for real, like he kind of like was, like he was really like motivated about this. He was really motivated about like, yo, no, I ain't messing with no mid. I'm going to get that loud pack. Like, I'm going to get that loud pack, definitely, man. So like, that's what Bro was doing. He didn't really care about how Bo was feeling. Bo was upstairs looking mad, but what can Bo do? What can Bo do, man? There's nothing he can do, man. So after me and Bro talked, I went back to my cell, you know what I mean? So I didn't go to lunch. I stayed in the cell for a minute. That loud pack had you so lit. I'm talking about, I'm not doing that but destroying my box. That's all I'm doing. I'm destroying my box, man. I got the munchies it's crazy. I'm talking about it's crazy munchies, man. So like, I stayed in for lunch. I ain't chilling. I'm chilling. My homeboy, he made us 2 bowl pieces out of the meatball game, you know what I mean? With the mozzarella block cheese game. It was a scud, you know what I mean? So I got that for later, I'm chilling. I'll say right when dinner was coming back, you know what I mean? Like I'm still in the cell chilling. Like I'm on the bottom 10 minutes in the cell chilling. I hear a knock at the door game. I'm like, yo. My door opened though. I'm like, yo. I see tall dude, bald head dude. Like, I'll let you for a second. I'm like, what's up? He was like, he came in the room. He was like, yeah, man. He was like, yeah, man. He was like, he was crazy cause he was like, man, you don't know nobody trying to, you know what I mean, buy some spoons. I was like, bro, not that I know of right this second. He was like, yeah, bro, cause I'm sitting on like 6 zips and I can't never get no more. Try to get rid of what I got. So like, I'm sitting on like 6 more zips, man. I'm just trying to get rid of them zips. He was like, we know anybody, man. See if they trying to buy a zip for 200. I was like, 200? Usually a zip was going for 400. He was like, yeah, for 200. I was like, for $200? I was like, for real? He was like, yeah. I was like, I'll see what's up. He was like, oh, you been smoking that? You been smoking that weed they got? He's like, oh, you been smoking that dro they got? I'm like, yeah, bro, that junk. I said, bro, listen, that junk gas, bro. He was like, but for real, I get mine for a discount. So I ain't really got to pay nothing but like $500 for a pound. So like now I'm quadrupling my money. I'm quadrupling my money. I'm like, yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up though. He was like, yeah, but like I was saying though, like if you know anybody that's trying to buy, 200 for a zip, let me know though, man. It'll work out in your favor. I can look out for you too. I'm like, all right, that's what's up. He was like, all right. Before he left, he was like, quit acting like you too good for the men now, Weezy. Trying to act all bougie. And he walked out the door and he said that. I'm like, what I'm talking about, man? So he dipped. So when he leave my cell, I just started thinking, like, I was like, man, like, nobody is buying his stuff. Like, he always had people buying his stuff. Like, he always had people buying his stuff. But like now, nobody's buying it. Nobody's buying his stuff, man. So I know it was affecting his pockets. But you gotta understand, you a hustler, you gotta be prepared to transition. You gotta be prepared to pivot. You gotta be prepared for these kind of things, y'all, because anything can happen when you hustling, y'all. So boom. So I don't want to hear all this whining stuff. This basically he was coming to pick me, coming to find out information. Like that's what I felt like he was doing. You know what I mean? So like I wasn't really tripping on it. I couldn't worry about it, man. Like I said, Brewster's so used to winning. He's not like really used to like not nobody buying his stuff. You know what I mean? The mid been ruling for so long. So like, he trying to hold his composure. I know he is. He's trying to hold his composure. So like, I don't know what had happened, but like the second time they went over there. So this is the second week them boys went over there. You know what I mean? They'll go to visit together, but it was his cousin that was bringing the pack back. So when they come back this time, just my word, he come back, give me a look like, yeah, he got more dro. I was like, what? So he was like, man, look, T-Weezy, man, you might as well just go ahead and just pump this jank for me though, man. I was like, pump what? He was like, man, the joke with the 5 J's for $50. I'm like, he was like, look, man, I'll give you 10 J's if you do it. I'm like, he was like, I'll give you 5 J's if you do it, bro. He was like, I ain't gonna give you nothing but $250. He was like, that's my cut. He said, my cousin gonna do his own jump. He said, but I'm gonna give you mine. So I'm like, man, he can give me 5 free janks. All I gotta do is just pump, you know what I mean? Like 5 sets of 50s. I'm like, man, that's a deal, bro. Like, come on with it. So I get the jump, you know what I mean? I get the joint. So he in the pod, like he able to kind of like, usually they was on fire, not on fire, but everybody's calling them. Everybody calling them, especially from their city. Like, you know what I mean? Like everybody want that stuff. So now that I got a little bit, I go to the door and I'm at the door of my homeboy. I'm talking to my homeboy. I'm like, yeah. So my homeboy way across the pod, like way on the other, he in his so my homeboy in the door over in his pod, crossing in 31, I'm in 33, we talking like across the door. So I'm like, yeah, bro. Yeah, they come outside, bro. I was like, yeah, bro. Gas. Gas, bro, yeah. Gas. He was like, my homeboy like, so as we're talking, I felt somebody come behind me. I look, it's Bo. He like, you got it, Weezy? I'm like, huh? He was like, you got it. I'm like, what you talking about? He was like, I'm saying like, you got it for sale. I was like, what you mean? Like you talking about, I was like, you talking about some loud pack? He was like, yeah. You act like I ain't know, you act like you ain't know what I was talking about. I said, bro, listen, I don't know what's going on. What's up though? He was like, what you got? I was like, I got 5 Feezies for $50. What's up? He was like, 5 Feezies for $50. And who paying that? I was like, bro, a lot of people, bro. Hold on. Hey, look, tell the white dude, yeah. 5, yeah, tell him come outside, bro. He was like, man, they buying 5 Feezies for $50. I'm like, yes, bro. He was like, man, I'm in the wrong business. I'm in the wrong business, man. I'm in the wrong business. He left, went back upstairs. He stood on the top tier and just started watching me. He was just like, and I'm just like, why is this dude watching me? That is crazy. So watching me crazy. Like he just got the bird's eye view out. You looking at everything, you know what I mean? But like he's still stuck with his stuff. Nobody's buying it. How I know now, it's another dude in the joint that used to always cop from him. You know what I mean? Another dude to go spend $100, spend some money with him, had all the spoons, lay low, and come out and sell it later. He pull up on me. He was like, hey, Weezy, hey, look, cut on my sale when you get a chance. When you get a chance, cut on my sale. But he said it like in a whispery type of, hey, Weezy, hey, look, cut on my sale when you get a chance. I'm like, all right, that's what's up. So I finished talking to my man at the door. I look up, he's still watching me, so I blend in. I shoot over here while they're playing poker. So I'm watching the poker game. I'm looking at him. He's still on the top tier, looking like a psycho. I'm like, I blend over here. Bro said right there by the handicap on the bottom tier. I was like, phew. I shot bro said, I was like, what's up? What's good? He was like, hey, look, man. What you gonna do for me, bro? If I spend $150, bro. I was like, $150? He was like, yeah. He was like, look, give me 20 of them joints. I was like, like I really don't, you know what I mean? Like, I can't really make that call. Like, he knew it that this wasn't mine. Like, everybody knew, you know what I mean, that this wasn't my loud pack. But they probably thought I scored, you know what I mean? So I'm like, bro, listen, I don't know if I can give you extra, bro. I was like, this junk straight money, bro. I said, because it's gas. I said, some of the best gas you're going to have in your life. I said, I don't know if I can do straight money, bro. I don't know if I can do straight money, bro. He was like, I don't know if I can give up extra, bro. I got to get straight money, my nigga. He was like, man, he was like, I was about to spend 200 and get me a zip from Bo. He was like, man, but I thought about it, man. He was like, man, last night, man, he was like, last time, man, I had lit up some of that stuff y'all had last time. Man, he was like, man, I was scarred, Weezy, man, I was lit in the set. I was like, bro, bro. I said, bro, listen, bro. I said, bro, my face been feeling like Face Off, pause. Like I said, you seen the movie Face Off? I said, that's how I've been feeling, bro. Like I said, I've been lit ever since then, bro. It's like that buzz won't go away. It was like a heavy buzz. It was all in your eyes. It was all in your face. It was making you hungry, man. I never felt like this before off the la, y'all. So boom. So I know where bro coming from, man. I can relate. So like, he like, yeah, man, I was going to just put another 50 with this buck 50 I got and go get, you know what I mean, the zip. He was like, when I get the zip, I be making like 500, you know what I mean? I'll make my money back. I was like, bro, I get the mid hustle right now. I was like, bro, but right now, it's freaking quality over quantity right now, bro. Like dudes is coming after this joint. Like this joint too fire. It's too gas. You know what I mean? He was like, man, for real, like, man, give it to me then, bro. Come on. I was like, for real? He was like, yeah. So like, he spent the buck 50. That I only had 2 sets of 50s left. You know what I mean? Because bro only wanted 250. So I'm like, man, I needed that play. Boom, I make that play. So now this man got 15 J's of that good stuff. He got 15 J's of that good stuff. Now, when you get it, usually dudes will bust it down just to make sure that everything's like copacetic what's inside that J. You know what I mean? And when you bust it down, that's all you're gonna see is red, green, blue hairs, freaking soft bud. Like it's just gonna look so perfect in that J. And they didn't really cheat you on the J. Like, yeah, they double rolled it, but it still was a line going all the way across with some gas. So like, I guess everybody will break it down, but bro got 15 of them joints now. You know what I mean? Long story short, he got 15 of them joints. So I shoot outside. I couldn't really worry about what else was going on. I was trying to make my quarter of what I supposed to be giving bro, because I don't like owing people. You know what I mean? So I shoot back. I still got the buck 50 bro just gave me in my pocket though, but I shoot outside. I shoot outside to holler at my man. Of course, me and my man go up. One of them janks. We talking. He like, yo, man, this jank fire, Weezy. I was like, bro, I know, bro. I was like, man, this junk some gas, bro. I was like, man, this junk gas, bro. Like this is some gas right here, man. He was like, yeah, junk crazy, man. He was like, yo, it's a dude over there in my part that mess with the dude, Bo in y'all part. I was like, oh yeah. I was like, yo, bro, dude, super mad. I said, bro, mad dude, mad that he ain't really nobody buying this stuff. I said, bro, he's super mad, bro. He was like, man, I was like, for real though, like I was tired of that mid too, Weezy, man. Like that mid. I said, bro, we need to get us some loud pack, bro. Like that's the play, bro. Like, I was like, bro, we need to get some loud pack. So around this time right here, I'm just meeting Big Tiff. Around this time right here. So like, we was like, yo, bro, like, we gotta get our own loud pack, bro. Like, it's only right. You know what I mean? So me and him had that conversation. Like, we had that conversation, but still though, like, there was nothing that was a lock at the moment. You know what I mean? Like, nothing was guaranteed. It was nothing to plan that we like, yo, we about to do it the next. No, we was just talking out loud, just brainstorming basically. So like, he like, yeah, that's what's up. So we super duper lit. We tripping off the dude Bo and all this, man. He like, yo, the dude Bo, if they keep getting this, he's like, the dude Bo ain't gonna be able to make no money. He was like, I'm telling you, Weezy, man. He was like, used to be so many dudes that cop. He said, now so many dudes copping from his cousin in there. Like, bro, like nobody buying that mid no more. I was like, bro, I know. I was like, I know, bro. You know what I mean? So we laughed about it and we went back to the building. So he went his pod, I went my pod. So when I go back in the pod, I walk back in the pod, man. I see the dude Will. When I walk back in the pod, I see the big dude. He see me, he like, hey, let me holler at you right quick. Weezy, like, what's up? He was like, hey, look, you got rid of that stuff? Yeah. I was like, bro, listen, I got a buck 50 for you right here. You know what I mean? I said at dinner time, I'm gonna get another buck from this white dude trying to spend a buck. So yeah, that joint a wrap. So I was like, here go a buck 50 right here. I gave him a buck 50. He was like, that's what's up. He was like, nah. He was like, it was crazy though, man. He was like, because look, he said, when y'all went outside, he said, I stayed and got on the phone. He was like, when I get off the phone, the dude Bo, he was on the top tier looking at me. He was like, I'm trying to figure out what he looking at. He keep looking, like, you know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, that nigga always on the top tier like a fucking bald eagle gritting. Like, I would never grit on people. Like, I'll be on the top tier, man. Sometimes my head might be down, like, just thinking, like, you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't be just, you know what I mean? I would scam when I have to, but like I'm not looking at nobody in their eyeballs like that, like how a Bo was doing. So he was like, I get off the phone. You know what I mean? He said, when I get off the phone, he come down the steps. So he was like, I'm looking at him like, what do you know what I mean? He was like, I'm like 5 people in the pod. So he said, man, guess what this man said when he pull up on me? I was like, what? He was like, man, this man said, man, look, man, I respect the hustle, man, but there's enough money in here for everybody. Like, I get what y'all doing. Like, y'all, you know what I mean? You getting a different weed. I understand that, man. But like, you gotta let other people eat sometimes too, man. Like, sometimes you gotta be able to miss a week and let other people eat. I was like, what? I was like, what you saying? He was like, man, I told him, like, man, you ain't say that, but you was getting the sack all week, every week and all that. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, yeah, you right. I said, he ain't warn nobody like that. When he was winning, he was like, that's what I told him, bro. I said, what did he say? He was like, man, that man said, man, I know, man, but look, I've been winning in here longer than you. So just out of like longevity and respect, like, you should try to let me go in and let me get my rocks off sometimes before you come with that. You know what I mean? So I'm like, man, dude, a hater like that, man. He was like, man, listen, man, he's a grand hater. He's a grand wizard hater, man. He was like, I seen it in his eyes too. He was like, nigga, hater, bro. I was like, that's crazy to be hating like that, bro. Like, that's wild right there, man. He was like, man, I know, man. He was like, but like, for real though, man, like, I never looked at his operation. Like, I hated on his operation. He said, Weezy, look, I get money. He said, it just so happened that my peoples can get the dro. You know what I mean? He was like, that dro ain't cheap, bro. He was like, man, I'm telling you, bro. He said, my peoples ain't even copping no pounds of that stuff. He said, my peoples copping a couple of zips and just looking out for us on a couple of zips. He said, bro, that shit is expensive, bro. I was like, bro, I can imagine how much that shit costs. I didn't even ask him because I can imagine how much it costs. I already know it's massively expensive. You know what I mean? So he like, yeah, man, like for real, niggas just trying to get a couple of dollars and shit. Like, ain't nobody trying to fucking take his business and shit. I was like, bro, listen, fuck him, bro. Keep getting that shit, bro. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna get that shit, bro. I was like, fuck him, bro. Like, real talk, bro. I was like, man, like, real shit. I respect the hustler, though, but I don't respect the nigga that don't respect another nigga when he start getting to the bag. Like, I done been a nigga that's getting to the bag, and then there'll be a younger dude or somebody else that got away, and he start getting to the bag. Like, I don't be like, yo, hey, look, we holler at you, young blood. Hey, look, man, there's enough money in here for all of us, man. We all can win. That's a conversation that we never need to have, man. A hustler is a hustler, man. Figure out how you know how to sell this fucking mid. Figure it out. Because right now, man, the loud pack's taking over the pod, y'all. So boom. It's damn near taking over the compound. Slowly but surely. I hear a rumor. It's a dude in the 80 building struck for the loud pack. You know what I mean? He over there selling same feezy, same 5 joints. That's how it go. That's how it go, man. Like once one dude hear about it, it's just gonna start spreading like wildfire, man. So the big dude basically was like, yeah, bro, I can't wait the next time. You know what I mean? I made that play for him. I gave him his buck. You know what I mean? That was the whole 250. You know what I mean? He was like, yo, bro, listen, bro, he's supposed to throw us a halftime this time around. He said, if he throw me the halftime this time around, bro, I'm gonna give you something for 500, bro, and I'm gonna give you 15 joints. I'm like, what? He like, yeah. So I'm like, bro, listen, that's a lot, bro. Like, keep that coming. You know what I mean? Like, that joint is too good for me to turn down the hustle. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, bro, keep that joint coming, bro. I want that, bro. I want that. He was like, yeah, you a lot. So he was like, yeah, we about to put it together. So you could tell with him and his cousin trying to put it together because he'll be on the wall because they didn't even want to use nobody jack. Like, they didn't ask nobody for no favors. Like, it was just him and his cousin. And they went to do what they did. Like, they weren't no kingpins. They weren't doing none of that. They didn't want to get no cell phones. Them boys go to that wall phone. You can tell when they put the play together because you'll see the big dude giving his cousin the phone or his cousin giving the big dude the phone, and they'll be doing 3 ways and they'll be back and forth. They'll be sitting by each other and they'll be on the phone. So you already know they putting the play together, man. So like, I was just happy that another set of loud pack. I was just happy that some more loud pack was coming through. So I was happy to see them on the phone putting it together. I'm like, yes, it's about to go down again. So I'm chilling. So when the weekend ended up coming, man, it's my word, man. We in a pod, man. We in a pod. And like, I'm just sitting in the joint, like, for real. I forgot what I was doing. I think I was in the cell. I think I just came back from lunch from that bologna game. So I was like, I'm gonna save my bologna sandwich and heat it up later on and eat it with a bag of chips because I wasn't really hungry because I had eaten some oatmeal that morning. So I was like, I'm gonna chill, you know what I mean? So I'm in the room chilling and it feel good, you know what I mean? Like the sun shining, it was one of them days, man. Weekend shot. And I'm in the joint, man, I'm chilling. And I just hear somebody like, yo, that joint crazy, man. I was like, man, that joint wild. It was like, yo, this shit wild, man. It was a dude that came back from the visiting room. I hear like commotion out the pod. So I come out the cell and I look, you know what I mean? And I just hear dudes like, yo, this shit crazy, man. This my word, man. Just walked the big dude and his cousin the medical, man, from the visiting room. I was like, what? He was like, yeah. I was like, stop playing. Like, I came out of nowhere like, what? Stop playing. He was like, yeah. I was like, bro, you lying, man. He was like, man, I'm telling you, man. He said, man, they supposed to tour them off in the visiting room.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Court indictments get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart just to open your eyes up.